been typecasted to the point where it's almost impossible for people to see me doing something else.
Alfonso Ribeiro has finally opened up about his experiences related to Tyler Perry, and the revelations are raising eyebrows. For over 15 years, fans questioned why he never collaborated with Perry. Despite being well-known and available, there were no appearances, no roles, no partnerships. Now, as new allegations against Tyler Perry surface, Alfonso's long-standing silence is beginning to make more sense.
This is what he says that Perry told him. Dixon said that Perry told him, quote, that he liked being choked. That was after Dixon's character was choked by a cast member in a scene on the Oval. Perry also allegedly said, "Why do you twist your hips when you walk? How can I get a day of Dixon?"
While he never directly accused Perry, his past comments gain new context when compared to what others are saying now. Silence can sometimes point to restrictions, not consent. Before the internet memes, syndication, and controversy, Alfonso Ribeiro was a television staple. As Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he created one of the most memorable characters in TV history. His comedic timing and physical energy anchored the show alongside Will Smith, turning the Carlton dance into a cultural phenomenon. But after the series ended in 1996, his career momentum vanished. Hollywood quickly typecast him, viewing him only as the preppy comic relief, not a versatile actor or leading man. Offers dwindled. By his mid-20s, Ribeiro was left navigating a stalled career, struggling to escape the shadow of his most iconic role.
Showed up to my apartment and offered me $100 grand to take my clothes off me. He said, "I don't even need to touch you, I just want to see you."
During the early 2000s, Alfonso Ribeiro faced a career drought at a time when Hollywood was shifting, though not always for the better. Studios chased newer faces, often choosing trend over talent, while quiet murmurs about gatekeepers controlling access grew louder behind the scenes. That's when Tyler Perry's name started entering the conversation. Sources close to Ribeiro suggest that sometime in the mid to late 2000s, he attempted to align with the expanding black entertainment ecosystem, especially Tyler Perry Studios. At the time, Perry was ascending rapidly. He had cultivated a loyal audience, secured his own Atlanta-based studio, and held creative control across television and film. For sidelined actors seeking a second act, Perry's growing empire represented a chance at reinvention, but a working relationship between the two never emerged. For years, the reasons were unclear.
Dixon is suing Tyler Perry, the individual, as well as his production studio. That studio is called TPS Production Services, LLC. That stands for Tyler Perry Studios in Action, LLC. And he is looking for $260 million.
Although Ribeiro never directly named Perry, his earlier cryptic statements gained attention after actor Christian Keys exposed alleged inappropriate offers linked to casting. The timing raised eyebrows as more actors began speaking out about coercion, blackballing, and exploitation. Ribeiro's past comments started to resemble early warnings. By the late 2000s, Tyler Perry wasn't just creating content, he was a gatekeeper. With box office hits, network dominance, and a state-of-the-art studio, Perry held enormous influence over which black actors could access opportunity.
You're no longer allowed to act because you did that one so well that we can't see you as something else.
But with that influence came growing questions and quiet speculation. Alfonso Ribeiro, once a primetime fixture, reportedly tried to align with Perry during this period. On paper, it made sense. Ribeiro was looking to rebrand, and Perry had a reputation for offering second chances. Yet insiders claim Perry's casting decisions weren't always based strictly on performance or talent. In 2021, actor Christian Keys publicly alleged inappropriate propositions tied to casting. Around that same time, Ribeiro's online tone shifted noticeably. His social posts became more guarded, cryptic. One now deleted message read, "Sometimes the audition is just a setup. Be careful who's really watching." Another said, "I didn't come this far to sell my dignity." While no names were mentioned, Keyes' revelations led many to wonder whether Ribeiro had faced a similar experience and simply declined to engage. Supporters of Perry claim he's a target due to his prominence, suggesting that disappointed actors are placing blame unfairly. Yet others point to recurring patterns. Several young male performers have surfaced with similar accounts, alleging pressure or career fallout following rejections of Perry's alleged behavior. If even a fraction of this environment existed at Perry Studios,
The problem for me has always been that in terms of acting, most of the world can't get past Carlton.
it would challenge the carefully curated image around his empire. For someone like Ribeiro, whose legacy rests on professionalism and mainstream appeal, compromising dignity for opportunity would have likely never been an option. That may clarify why Alfonso Ribeiro never appeared on a Tyler Perry production, why no guest roles came, why a household name from The Fresh Prince seemed absent from modern black television, even as lesser-known actors emerged. Sometimes not being hired becomes the clearest sign someone passed a test that wasn't about talent, it was about integrity. As new details from the ongoing lawsuit emerge, it's becoming clearer that Alfonso may have seen the system for what it was. On June 14th to 15th, 2025, actor Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court accusing Tyler Perry of multiple acts of sexual misconduct. The suit seeks $260 million in damages and outlines a disturbing pattern of alleged incidents spanning from 2019 to 2021, with consequences continuing through 2024. In an industry still reeling from high-profile cases involving Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey,
that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off me. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you.
This case is particularly striking because it centers on one of the most prominent black moguls in entertainment. According to the complaint, Perry and Dixon first met at a 2019 event. At the time, Dixon was a newcomer without major credits. Court records claim Perry approached Dixon personally, requested his phone number, and offered to help advance his career. The lawsuit states Perry handpicked Dixon, emphasizing his potential. Shortly thereafter, Dixon was cast in Perry's series Ruthless. It was during or soon after that project the dynamic allegedly shifted. The lawsuit describes Perry initiating what Dixon calls a coercive, one-sided relationship disguised as professional mentorship. Following production, Perry allegedly invited Dixon to his Atlanta residence. According to filings, Dixon became intoxicated during the visit.
Did they have some issue back in the day? And does he need a career revamp?
Now, actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over allegations.
Dixon says he asked to sleep in a guest room, but what followed was deeply unsettling. According to the lawsuit, Perry entered the room and began touching Dixon's thighs. Despite Dixon rejecting the advances, the alleged behavior continued. This, according to the filing, marked the first time physical boundaries were crossed and set the tone for future encounters. When Dixon joined The Oval, Perry's flagship drama on BET, the situation allegedly intensified. Dixon was cast as Dale, a recurring character. From there, Perry reportedly began sending flirtatious texts and making suggestive phone calls. The lawsuit references messages discussing intimate topics, including preferences and fantasies. Some of these texts, cited by Reuters, Associated Press, and TMZ, have circulated widely, increasing public scrutiny of the case. While screenshots can be manipulated or misrepresented, several messages were submitted in court. One allegedly read, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex?" A line that, if verified, aligns with Dixon's claims of coercion. The Associated Press cited another message allegedly stating, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner unless they wanted to sleep with you. I would." Another message reportedly said, "I'd hope you'd let someone hold you and make love to you. You're missing the best years of your life." TMZ published further screenshots circulating online, including one that read, "I feel so good, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person that flirts with me." That's one of the alleged text messages cited in the lawsuit, unverified, but part of a broader pattern described by Dixon. According to the complaint, what began as mentorship soon turned into manipulation, shifting the balance from professional opportunity to coercion. Social media reactions have been split. Some users called the texts incriminating, others questioned their validity. But beyond public opinion, the court documents offer further allegations that deepen the controversy. In March 2020, Perry is accused of choking Dixon during a private dispute. Later that year, another alleged incident unfolded on the set of The Oval, where Perry is said to have entered Dixon's trailer and groped him. But the most serious accusation came in June 2021. Dixon says Perry invited him again to his Atlanta residence. While staying in the guest house dressed only in underwear, Dixon claims Perry entered the room to say goodnight. According to the lawsuit, Perry initiated a hug, then pulled down Dixon's underwear, grabbed his backside, and said, "Just relax." Dixon alleges he avoided further escalation by diverting the conversation, but by then, he felt mentally trapped. The lawsuit claims Perry directly warned him, "If you ignore me, your character dies." It also outlines how Perry allegedly used career opportunities as leverage, suggesting that professional progress depended on compliance with his personal demands. Dixon says Perry offered to produce a TV series he'd written titled Losing It. According to the lawsuit, Perry expressed interest in funding the pilot under the condition that Dixon stayed loyal. Dixon now claims this was not a genuine opportunity, but a manipulative tactic used to maintain control. The complaint states that Perry sought what wealth and influence couldn't buy, a silent, coercive relationship. In June 2024, Dixon filed a formal complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission saying he was later diagnosed with PTSD due to the alleged abuse and ultimately left the Oval as the emotional toll became overwhelming. Dixon didn't just name Perry. The lawsuit also includes Tyler Perry Studios and TPS Production Services, accusing them of negligent hiring, supervision, and retention. Though Perry alone is accused of the misconduct, the suit places broader responsibility on his companies. In one striking line, Dixon compares Perry to other disgraced figures in the entertainment industry: Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean Diddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, and Roger Ailes. The complaint claims Perry believed his success granted him unchecked access and power. Perry's legal team responded swiftly. His attorney, Matthew Boyd, stated the lawsuit is a setup by someone who got close under false pretenses. "Tyler won't be shaken down," Boyd declared. "We are confident these fabricated claims will fail." Still, the case is now public. Unless dismissed or settled privately, Tyler Perry may have to defend himself in court against the most serious allegations of his career. Meanwhile, it's been over a decade since Alfonso Ribeiro stepped away from scripted television. For years, the public assumed it was his decision, preferring hosting, family life, or avoiding typecasting. But behind the polished image and game show hosting, something deeper may have been unfolding. In Hollywood, silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it's survival. Alfonso Ribeiro understood the politics of fame. After The Fresh Prince, he was boxed in by a beloved character few insiders took seriously. Carlton made him wealthy, but also made him nearly invisible when it came to serious roles. When he tested the waters in the 2000s, he quickly learned talent alone wouldn't be enough. One associate hinted that Ribeiro saw what happened at certain studios and quietly stepped back. No headlines, no scandal, just a careful retreat, but the real question is why. Many believe Ribeiro stayed silent because speaking up felt risky. By the 2010s, Tyler Perry wasn't just another producer. He was powerful, wealthy, and backed by Oprah, BET, and major networks. Calling him out could mean professional exile, especially for someone trying to rebuild. For black actors especially, the consequences of speaking against other influential black figures can be steep. often resulting in lost roles or being labeled difficult. That said, it uplifted them, and both, in their own way, walked away silently. Even Derek Dixon's explosive lawsuit, already examined in detail, adds another piece to the puzzle. Together, these stories suggest a pattern. Young black male actors seeking opportunity, only to find lines they refuse to cross. This isn't about one text or a single incident. It's about the build-up, the subtle pressure, the casual remarks, the promises with strings. These weren't simple misunderstandings. They were calculated dynamics presented as generosity. For someone like Alfonso Ribeiro, the most telling evidence might be what never happened. No Tyler Perry role, no cameo, no collaboration. In a system that claimed to celebrate black excellence, his absence speaks volumes. When placed beside Christian Key's rejection of Perry's alleged advances and Dixon's formal accusations, a larger picture comes into focus, one that recasts Alfonso's silence as not avoidance but intention. He hasn't spoken through press tours or explosive exposés. Instead, he's allowed a trail of choices and quiet refusals to draw the outline. What once looked like detachment now feels like protection. What seemed like passivity now echoes like survival. Alfonso didn't chase headlines. He simply removed himself. And in doing so, perhaps issued the clearest warning of all, one that was easy to miss until now. Because in a business built on appearances, those who turn down the spotlight often know exactly why it's shining. The roles not accepted, the calls never returned, the spaces avoided. They tell a different kind of story, one of boundaries, integrity, and warnings too subtle to catch until they become patterns too large to ignore. Now, with lawsuits growing and testimony from once quiet actors finally emerging, Alfonso's path feels less like a lost opportunity and more like the message everyone missed. Thanks for watching. If you want more honest, in-depth coverage, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Until next time.